Man, tell them put a date on it. So I'm going to have a series of videos on the calendar. This is just my first one, but I need you to tell them to put a date on it. Now I have their calendar, and their calendar consistently, even though it says it's 30 days, but the first day does not have a date. And that's the first deception that I want you all to pay attention to. Because there is no day that has an evening and a morning and does not have a date attached. They are saying it's somewhat of a 0 day. That is deception. But let me go into Genesis 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. Elohim said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Elohim saw the light that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness. Elohim called the light day, and he called the darkness night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Right? So they say, you know what? He doesn't count the day to the end, right? That's what I hear. He doesn't count the day to the end. Well, when he counts the day at the end, he's speaking of the prior events that happened. Because there was evening and then there went back to morning one day, right? Day starts at light, ends. The next day starts at the next light. So right here, I'm saying to put a date on this. Let's see. First day of the second month. There's no date. But there's an evening and the morning on that day. Let's continue. Let's really look at this. Let's continue with this. And Elohim said, "Let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the firmament and divided the waters from under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And Elohim called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Okay. So on this second day, there was an evening and there was a morning. Now remember, in every day, there is an evening and there is a morning. But every day that contains an evening and a morning has a date. And that's why I'm saying put a date on it. Here you go. Look at this. Day of the first month with no date on it. That's not according to Genesis. Every day with an evening and morning. Let's look. And the evening and morning were the second day. So when he went back to morning and then he said second day, he did do it at the end where he said second day. But what was he talking about? Was he talking about the next day as it is in this calendar? When he go through evening and morning on this day, on the first day, is it talking about when it says the first day, is it talking about what's happening after or what's happening prior? So right here, it said the second day is evening and morning, day 2, not day 1. So to put it simply, but let's continue though. So right here, speaking to the children of Israel, saying in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, right? Let's go to the 7th month. So this is the day of the 7th month right here, right? So there was evening and there was morning on the day of the 7th month. And I guess all this is 0. And now evening and morning on day 2, which they call in day 1, which they calling the Feast of Trumpets. This is not the feast. This is the second day. So if there is no 0 day, then what are they calling this day right here? Because it definitely has, because it has the same length as in all the rest of the days. It's coming, it's going through evening and morning. And then they say, well, no, this is no day at all. This evening and morning has no day at all. That's not according to Genesis. Let's go here. And it says, let's keep going. And Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into the one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and fruit tree yielding fruit after this kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after this kind, and tree yielding fruit, whose seed was itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. So after all the stuff that was done, let it be known, everything that happened from morning to evening happened on the third day. And then there was evening in the middle, because we know we have a light portion from morning to evening. Then we have from evening to morning, which is the dark portion, making up a full day. So, and I'm going to I don't want to confuse everybody. So I'm going to keep it simple with my question. My question is, this day here, the day of the 7th month, is there an evening on this day? The day of the 6th month, is there an evening on that day? And if there is evening, and if there is morning on this day, evening, then why isn't a date attached to it? The lie I'm getting is, whenever you have evening and morning, you have a day attached to it, according to Genesis 1. Well, they have a day that has no number attached to it. Show me that in the scriptures. Because every day that has an evening has a day attached to it. So if anyone feels as though, this is not clear enough, I can come back. But this, next time you ask them about, one of these days and, the length of it, because we can see right here, this is a full day with no date attached to it, because it goes from 0 to 1, right? Go from 0 to 1 here, right? 0 to 1. But it has an evening and the morning, which means you have to put a date on it. There's nowhere in the scriptures where you don't put a date on it.